When sending a demo to a label, should I have my track mastered? 100% yes, and I'll tell you why. And I'm a good person to answer this because as a mastering engineer, I know exactly how a mix is perceived in comparison to how a master is perceived. Now, if I was running a label and I received 2 tracks, now they're 2 tracks from different artists. One's a mix, one's a master, right? Both equally good tracks. What one do you think I'm listening to and going, wow, that sounds great? The master, of course. The master has better EQ, it's louder, it's wider, it's more controlled. It's all these things that come with mastering that the mix doesn't have. All right, the mix is lovely and dynamic, brilliant. But that's ultimately not what is going to impress a label. A label is going to be impressed with a track that's going to just literally, they'll press play and they'll go, wow, this is a track we want to sign. Regardless of if the label then go and get that track mastered elsewhere, you need to be giving them a track that is mastered because it's going to jump off the page to them, right? It could be the difference of your song being accepted by the label or not being accepted by the label. There's a big difference between how a mix sounds and how a master sounds. The other good thing with sending a master to a label, even if they're going to get it mastered elsewhere at a later date, is they can see exactly how it's going to sound as a release. Whereas if they just hear the mix, they've got to think, right, okay, it's going to sound, louder, wider, better EQ, better control once mastered. But they have to have the foresight to be able to do that. They have to be able to see that. Some can, some can't. But to just literally send a label the most impressive track that you possibly can, send them a master. I think it's highly important to send them a master. There's no reason you can't, if you really, really want to get signed to that label, have your track mastered by someone like myself, get your track mastered, send it off to the label go, wow, that sounds incredible, we want to sign that. They sign it, they sign the mix. They want the mix, they can get it mastered elsewhere. They might even come back to us and get the same master done. You don't know. But ultimately, they have a master there that is the master of how it's going to sound when coming out. And it's all about when you're sending something to a label, you want to show them the best possible audio file you possibly can. And that is what a master is going to do. So to answer that question, should I send a label a master or a mix? 100% send them a master. Send them both. No harm in sending both. They'll listen to the master, they'll listen to the mix. The master is going to be a lot more impressive than just the mix.